Hey everybody, it's your Simmer here. Welcome back to Basics Trucking. Cruising around Nebraska, just getting the view of the latest state that's been added in. Getting around exploring that, trying to get the Cruising Nebraska done. We unfortunately couldn't find a World of Trucks job last time. Let's see if that's different now. Alright, we've got to go more than 100 miles. So that's not quite enough. Oh my goodness. One more mile and that would have been perfect. Alright, North Platte we haven't actually delivered to yet. So I think I'm going to go with this. We'll take this backhoe loader from Sherwood, which I believe is where we're at, and take it to the Union Pacific, which gives me some excitement. We may be going to the rail yard. It's the largest rail yard in the U.S. is in North Platte, Nebraska. That should be pretty awesome. So let's take this. So now I'm hoping we might get lucky and it might give us... no, I'm literally almost in the same place. I have to turn around to get out of here anyway. So this may actually work out. Just turn around. Grab the load and get ourselves over to North Platte. 246 miles. It's going to be a good normal run here. We had a short run to this location, but what I'm hoping is the World of Trucks, I think it will give us credit for this town and the other one. So we may go from 5 to 7. We'll see. Alright, let's load on up. Alright, got ourselves a backhoe. Reset our distance. 246 is kind of about where we're targeting. So, a little easier out than I had the in.
Turn right.
Someone's selling sheds, I think. We're right on the border of Wyoming. So, a little bit of hill country there for sure.
Right. And then go straight.
Yep. City Cemetery.
Go straight.
Alright. So, kind of heading out the way we headed in. But we'll be going on some other roads we haven't been on, so... will give us all some new scenery that we haven't seen. But even if we've seen it,
And then turn
I'm
right.
always impressed with what a job SCS does.
Turn right.
Probably really should have looked, but it's a two-way stop across the way, and obviously we were able to just continue.
And then go straight.
So,
Go straight.
CarMax, Napa Auto Parts, hauling by. So that's the Archway Bridge, which has a museum in it. I talked about that when we went by a little, few episodes ago, probably 3, I don't know, estimating. I did have a span of time, so I am running a few loads, one right after the other here. So they are starting to blend together in my head, which also makes it a little more challenging to say, oh yeah, I told you this, because yeah, I told you, but not in this episode. So if you didn't watch the other episode, you're going to be lost. So I'll try to avoid that. And right now I know I haven't told you much of anything in this episode, so I should be good. But I have in the previous episodes given a little more detail. I'll just kind of probably for the last time summarize here. You know, we've got a couple pieces of news in the truck simulator community. It looks like they're teasing Iowa as the next state here in American Truck Simulator. When they officially announce it, I'll talk about that. But, you know, you may hear that a month after they announce it, because now that I'm doing a batch of episodes, they'll they'll take us out and spread out over a little bit of time here. And then on the Euro Truck side, if you've been following that, been sad that that's been on hiatus for, at this point, I feel it's darn near getting close to a year. ProMods 2.7 has also been kind of teased, announced, and they don't have a date or anything on it, but the fact that they're just at least talking about it, I think we're close. We're probably weeks away, and then that will allow me to get West Balkans and continue on over there. So then we'll have even more truck content available to us on the channel. It won't just be American Truck Simulator stuff like it has been for a bit. Alright, so we're here in Alliance, but now instead of just passing through, we're going to take the other road out of town and head east. So we're fine on fuel. We're decent on rest, so I think we're okay. It's only 4 hours, so we should be able to make it. See, slowing down he appears to be. Don't mess me up, man. Don't mess me up. Ended up, someone stopped, gave me room, and then I turned to look to the right, and suddenly they were in front of me. So I ended up hitting them. So now I'm a little bit gun shy of just driving and assuming things are stopping when they appear to be stopping. We got something going on here, so I better slow down. Oh, I see. Stoplight. Oh, red brick. Very cool. So yeah, you get some of that in the older, especially the western towns. Because I think they really like to do that to cover over the dirt that you normally had all around. And with the stagecoaches and all the other stuff, you know, some of that could have helped later on once they were able to do that. Because somehow Alliance to me absolutely sounds like a town that should be in a western. But so there's a train going underneath, bunch of tankers. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Are you slowing down? It looks like they are.
Go straight.
Horse trailer. Cool. If those have been around before, I don't recall seeing one recently, so to me they're new. Oh, we've got a viewpoint. We have to stop at a viewpoint if we're here. Unfortunately, it looks like it's across the train tracks, but... Or is it a viewpoint? No, it's a photo point, but we can do that too. So I'm not sure what we're taking a photo of, but maybe the sign will tell us. It's the historical marker, Antioch, Potash Boomtown. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll read it, because they put it in the game, and it might be hard for you to see it on the screen. For a few years, the Antioch vicinity was one of the most important potash-producing regions in the nation. Antioch grew from a small village to a town of about 2,000. When the First World War broke out, the United States was cut off from European sources of potash. 2 graduates of Nebraska University developed a method of separating potash from alkaline lakes. Large-scale production began in 1916. By the spring of 1918, 5 plants were in operation in this vicinity. The last Antioch plant closed in 1921. Today, the ruins of the reduction plants and pumping stations bear mute testimony to a major potash production center. Aha, the potash ruins. I'm like, we're supposed to take a picture of something here. But there we go. So we've got our photo trophy. Alright. So let's get going. Because who knows when we'll be back through here. Ooh, I don't like this. Alright. Again, I'll try not to move and honor what I'm doing, but I did step on the gas a little bit because I wanted to get out here and get that traffic stopped, or I'd be here forever. But I wasn't moving more than just starting to crawl when I switched back to the cab. So we'll call that a gray area. How about that? You know, focus has definitely been more on don't move the truck when you're parking. Like, I'm really trying to honor a bit more of the immersion and realism of staying in the vehicle when I can. Alright. So I'm thinking this again is all going to be just roads, which I'm sure a lot of Nebraska travel is exactly that. I'm not sure, as far as east-west, if there's any other interstate other than I-80 that cuts across or goes through Nebraska. I think there's one that comes out of Colorado into that little niche in the state, the way it's cut. And it comes up and goes into 80, so I mean, that's a different interstate that's going east-west mainly, but I'm not really thinking of that because that stops once it hits 80. And then it kind of continues on for a bit, and it might split off later, but it does not cross it or anything like that. Alright. So, looks like a bit of a rest area. In theory, we better slow down. It's going to be a really, oh yeah, and, well, I thought that was a police car, but it's not. There might be one back there, though. Just like in real life, you're looking and you're like, yeah, there's nothing, and you go speed through, and then you get pulled over with a ticket because you didn't see the guy. But to do the right thing, we shouldn't blow through here at 65 miles an hour, so that's alright. Oh, school buses. So again, I think for Europe, those are unique sights, the bright yellow school buses. I think I've heard someone comment about those once. Like, we don't have those. What are those things? They get small children to school, is what those are. Alright, crossed 100. Cattle, obviously, that's certainly a thing out here in the plains. Plenty of grazing lands, so obviously a very natural fit. These look like just two cardboard boxes on the side of the road there. There's another fire engine. Again, not sure if it was a different episode or this one, but I was talking about, since I'm using a real traffic mod now, that was a police officer. That I think I may be seeing what I feel like more fire engines simply because there's more traffic, and so however the algorithm is of give you a fire engine every 100 vehicles or something, we obviously will hit that faster. Well, it's an ambulance, so we got all kinds of emergency services vehicles right now. Catching up to a train, maybe. But it also looks like we're going to be turning away from the train. Or, well, maybe the tracks follow along, because there are some pretty big hills there. I mean, we're basically going 65. It's like on the interstate, but somehow the miles are chewing along. It's probably the sign that I really probably have enough episodes where I'm getting to the point where my brain is like, alright, enough Truck Simulator. And I think I have definitely done like more than enough, so this will probably be my last episode in the stint that I was recording this. So next time I'm back, it will be after some sort of a break. Might not be a very long one, but, you know, it'll still be something. A lot of it depends on just, what I end up getting into. I mean, that's kind of the nature of having multiple sims that I'm involved in, and, there are things I do that don't make the channel, that aren't really even sims. So, it just depends what I've got time to come back and focus on. Alright, I think, yeah, we're here. So, it's not the interstate per se, but it is
And then turn left.
something a little quicker, it looks like. Yeah, this is just messing me up. Like, it doesn't feel like I should be going this far, but that's where it wants me to go. Alright, my guess is, because this is a bit of an uphill ramp, we're probably not going to hit the 45-mile-an-hour speed limit before we get there, but if we do, it's okay, as long as I can keep making the turn. But a pretty big, sweeping entrance ramp. Again, not uncommon when you've got the land to do it. I'm sure those of you from Europe are like, my God, that took up so much space. But there's one thing we do have in America, the blessing of certainly large spaces, especially in some states. Alright, coming up on 200 miles. Again, we've got to go, I think it was like 264 or something. Pile of stone there. And I was seeing it come up in the distance. I thought it was the mist from one of the sprinkler systems, and that's how it was appearing and how I could see it, but obviously I was wrong. But a little over an in-game hour still to go. But you can see how time clicks by pretty quickly. Now we're going at max speed. We seem to have come up at about the appropriate level, and we're pretty flat. But we are at this point, I believe, headed east, so we would be getting away from the mountainous states a bit and heading into the prairie lands for sure. Oh, there's a bus coming in there. Probably not something you see a whole lot here in rural Nebraska. Some tour bus or whatever that is that we're seeing. Sorry, looking at the bus too much and drifting over the center line, but got it corrected before it became a significant problem. Do not need any head-on collisions. I did that once early on in my American Truck Simulator career. That was pretty scary, even in a simulator, but yeah, I couldn't make a turn and ended up running wide and barreled into another truck. I think I did a ton of damage because we were both going super fast, so I'm not sure that in real life if that would have been a collision that I would have walked away from, so it definitely was a huge, huge error, but driven much more safely since then, so thinking this is probably permanent. This part of the map. Alright, now we are over 200. I think I see the blinking delivery location. I do see North Platte. So either way, we are close. Whoop. Costco guys pulling out and really slowing everybody down. But whoop. Welcome to Truck Simulator AI. I did not expect that we'd be coming to a full stop just because the guy couldn't merge to the right. And this is typical too. Now they're just going to both bounce back into the left lane because the other truck isn't as fast and all of that. Alright, well, I need to be in the right lane. Alright, we'll slow down because we should be at 35 anyway. But we have discovered this town in another direction, but we haven't delivered to it. So like I said, would be wonderful if I get to the menu at the end of this and see 7 of 12, but just not sure it's going to give me that. But I'm glad I kind of ran into it and realized, yeah, that's right. It's if I deliver, if it's not a World of Trucks thing, it doesn't count, because I was trying to figure out, how had I visited 5 cities, but I had only gotten credit for 4 deliveries. But I'm like, I think it's that. So if I go back and look at the log and see where I delivered a in-game load, that's probably where I need to go back. But the log will help me to determine, because I did say in one of the episodes at some point that I wish they'd give you a list in the World of Trucks thing and show, yep, you've made it to these towns, so that you know where you're going. But the log actually will help me piece that together as I start trying to figure out what's left, because that can get to be a challenge when you just got 1 or 2 cities that you have to get to. And we may end up having to deliver. Whoa, what am I doing? I'm following traffic. I'm being a terrible driver. Yeah, I'm just following. Did I? Oh, I see. Probably because I turned and then it thought I crossed the threshold. So much for staying ticket-free for 2 weeks. Now we've got a red light violation. I mean, I knew I had to go to the right at some point, but I was just following them around the turn. And then I suddenly see these X's. I'm like, wait, I can't go? What? And then I looked at my GPS and I'm like, nope, you fool, you're not supposed to go yet. So this looks like one of those spaces where you've got
and then turn right.
Kind of 2 one-way roads going down what would be kind of the downtown area.
Right.
But we're not going that far. So yeah, we are trying to get through
ready to turn right.
to the industrial area.
Turn right.
A little bit of a GameStop. Not a little bit of a GameStop. It's a full GameStop, but it's a little tiny store is what I meant. All right.
Get ready to turn
Center
left.
our camera again. Ooh, rusted out trucks.
Turn left.
SCS love you. I like that. I don't know if you saw that. That's worth a look right there. SCS love you. So I wonder if that's a little banner from the developers saying they love us, or what. So it's pretty funny. All right, are we really gonna get to some beautiful rail yard? We've got a viewpoint there, so, and that would be expected if they did something. And I expect some pretty incredible work. I think I'm going to be blown away. I hope you will be as well. But it looks like the tracks are to the right of us, if I'm seeing it properly. It's a little bit slow here. Yeah, I think I've seen that tower. So I think they talked about that, but yeah, you can start to see some of the stuff out there. Do I have enough room to turn? And that may be, so that may be an observation tower. Because yeah, I'm like, I think I've seen pictures of that, but let's turn in here and hope we have enough room. We should. I mean, I'm sure they know you've got truckers and stuff that are pulling in that all want to see what is happening, stuff like that. So it looks like I can quickly and easily go around. I'm sure it's going to give us a little bit of a view here of the tower. I think those are all the states. I don't know that they're all the states, but they're a good amount of them. All right. Yeah, it's not all the states, but we've got the Colorado flag. I think there's the Tennessee flag. That's the red one with the thing. But the golden spike. Oh, okay. So this is where the... This isn't the right golden spike. Must be a different golden spike. Because that's Promontory Point, Utah, I think, where the Transatlantic Railroad came together. So are they not going to show the yard? Are they just going to show this tower? That would be kind of crazy. So it's probably where the states that this line touches on. There we go. So you can see it out to the right a little bit. Yeah, I can't make the arrows show up here, but they need to give us a better view of that. But yeah, you can see Illinois, Montana. I mean, the tower's nice and all, but I want to see the yard. Huh. They're just focusing a lot on the tower. Oh well. Potentially a lost opportunity, but again, I don't know how big a yard they could have modeled, so that might be part of it, is they might be like, well, let me focus on one thing. I like how they did SCS with the train tracks and the rail yard center thing, because I'm thinking that might not be quite the real sign either. But I mean, a good job and a good recreation of this. It actually is interesting to me in that, you know, this would be a stop that I don't know that I would have known existed, but when I head out west again at some point to go with my wife to see some of the sights out there, yeah, maybe we'll divert and make a stop here. That would be kind of cool. See what this looks like. And I'm sure there's some history there and all kinds of stuff that you can see inside the tower, just like we couldn't go into the archway. Oh, they've got a loader moving. You can see it if you look at the light pole. See, now it's moving down, so they're actively loading stuff. So this might be pretty cool. I'm hoping. All right. Let's see where we're going. But yeah, we are toward that side of the yard. So, but yeah, even here you can see all the different spurs with the locomotives. Like, they really need a viewpoint for the yard itself.
Get ready
I mean,
to turn right.
Oh, this is... Yeah, you can get a good feel for the depth. I mean, I'm sure it's way more massive than they're really able to show here, but I can only imagine. I would love to hear what they really thought when they came here and looked at this place, because this has probably got to be just overwhelmingly large compared to, I think, what the facilities would be like in Europe. I think I can just come around there. So yeah, you can see it ahead of us, but so it looks like they're making it a little simpler to get in here and get out, but alright, I'm gonna just look out here. Yeah, I mean, they've got some good depth of how they did this. So again, does it even light a candle to what it really looks like? Maybe not, but oh boy. So I can't pull in here. Alright, well, but I have to turn around then. So we're gonna have a challenging parking job, that's for sure. I'm just trying to figure this one out. Gotta love the train sounds. Now I'll tell you, being in our plant that we had in Kearney, that's along the line, they had to have just recorded those sounds. I mean, that is like so authentic. It's awesome. Oh, it's just awesome. All right. So let's see what we can do here. I know I gotta go pretty sharp. Can't go too sharp because I've got to be across the tracks, but But we're doing a lot of blind side here, that's for sure. Alright, good news is, as I come into focus, I think I'm okay. I may have gone too much, but that's alright. Yeah, I probably did. But let's see. How do we want to do this? Because I probably can't go too far. Yeah, yep, I just bumped into whatever. Because I need to clear that space. I know there's a forklift. Can see it in the mirror there. So I think we're alright. I think they gave us... I mean, they should have realistically given us enough room. So I think we'll be alright, but... I've got a rack over there that is gonna be in my way. Not sure how this is all gonna work out. Alright. I am too far, so let me get a little closer to the center. Maybe that will work, and then I really have to cut. I didn't help myself that I started turning the wrong way. Alright. Am I hitting? I'm thinking I'm hitting the side there. It's going to be interesting. So let me go straight. I mean, maybe there's more room back there than it appears, but it doesn't look like it. Yep, I can't turn anymore. Like, my wheel is, my force feedback is shaking like crazy. Maybe this will work out. Same problem. Alright, well, let's go straight and see what we can do. I mean, I'm going to get there at this point, but I don't know that it's... I'm probably going to have to straighten out a little bit. Yeah. They're not going to let me be that sloppy, but... Alright. Because here I've got a little bit more room. Alright, so let me think this through. So yes, I think I want to go that way. Yep. Definitely. Using the mirror. Now rotate in, and I think that's as good as we're going to be able to do this. Alright, cool. So, stop the engine and deliver. Alright, that was a bit. So, decent bonus. 589. 7? Yes, awesome. Alright, so we did get to, alright, 88,000, getting up to 90,000, so we're slowly making some progress. Daily profits gone up even more, 142,000 in 7 days, so that'll be nice. Pretty excited. We are past the halfway point now in cruising Nebraska. But if I go look at my delivery log, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. Yeah, so Columbus, Nebraska, even though we discovered it, that's the one I'm missing of the ones I've found, I think. And then obviously Alliance as well. But we're going to wrap this up. If you've enjoyed it, haven't dropped a like, please consider doing that. It's great help with the algorithm. Comments also really, really help. So, you know, any commentary you can provide, did you like it? Would you like to see something different? Would you like to, you know, just provide any feedback or even just, throw out an emoji for the sake of engagement. All greatly appreciated. And then, if you're not a subscriber, please consider that as well, and I will see you next time.